After years and years of waiting, Avatar 7 Havens is finally here, and for the most part, it looks great. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There is some drama. As always, the internet is finding things to be mad at. We're going to be going over all of that, along with the release date, how it's going to be released, and even things I guarantee you missed in the trailer. So as always, you better stay until the end of the video if you want to know everything, and let's get into it. One of the major criticisms of the series I see online is of the animation. And let's just be totally clear here. Anyone criticizing the animation is probably just confusing animation and art style. Animation is the fluidity of the series. The art style is how it looks. The actual animation of the series is good. These fight scenes have so many frames in them and they are saucy as hell. The people complaining, what you don't like is probably the art style, and that's fine. You don't have to love the art style. I don't even love the art style. I think it's just fine. I have seen some people saying that this art looks less detailed than Korra's art. However, when you actually compare the two styles, the only real difference is Korra has more shading, the line work is thicker, and the characters admittedly have way better proportions. But again, those are all art style things. The actual details on the characters are about the same. Now, you could argue that Korra's backgrounds are a lot more detailed, and yeah, these are full-fledged oil paintings. But again, this is a stylistic choice. Although Korra has these beautiful oil painting backgrounds, they are still just static images in the background. They don't move, there's nothing else to them, they are painted once and that's it. Avatar 7 Havens has animated backgrounds that match the style of the show. And there's even a few things that 7 Havens does better than Korra. I just want to point out the CGI integration in 7 Havens is really good, and it's a giant step above from what we've seen in the franchise. Some of these shots are hard to tell that they're even CGI. So yeah, in short, there are some things 7 Havens does better, some things 7 Havens does worse, and the animation is nowhere near bad. In the trailer, we're introduced to the city of Elora, which is one of the 7 Havens. Elora is a city with many walls, not unlike Ba Sing Se. You can see that it's built right into these canyons and cliffs. Compared to Aang and Korra's time, the sky now has a permanent aurora. There's even these large crystals on the ground, along with these strange plants. Not to mention everything is now a desert and the massive energy storms. Still, there are some familiar faces, like this small herd of sky bison that you can just catch in the background of this scene. So why are there 7 Havens, and why did the landscape get such an extreme makeover? Well, we know something happened with Avatar Korra that caused a cataclysm that destroyed the entire world, and now the remaining population of people live in the Havens. Now, if you've been following 7 Havens at all over the past 2 years, you'll know one of the biggest controversies has been exactly about Korra being labeled as humanity's destroyer, which led a lot of people to thinking that Korra is now evil and that Avatar Studios hates her, or something has made her evil because fans didn't like Korra. I mean, I get it. How else are you supposed to interpret Korra manically grinning at Republic City burning behind her? All she's missing is a mustache to twirl and boom, you have a villain. Obviously, I'm joking, but guys, relax. I can almost guarantee you Korra has not just randomly been rewritten to be a crazy genocidal maniac. The common belief is that while Korra may have directly caused the cataclysm, there probably was a pretty good reason for it, or she could have been trying to stop it and was falsely blamed for it due to unfortunate circumstances. But there's almost a 0% possibility for her to have been rewritten to be evil, to destroy the world for no reason, just for fun. That's just not happening. The new avatar in 7 Havens is Pavi, an earthbender. We also get to see her twin sister Nisha. From this part in the trailer, we can tell that they were separated early on in their lives and are only now reuniting. We actually get a line of dialogue of Pavi talking to Nisha saying, "Why do you look like me?" This is clearly when they first reunite after their separation. I like how they purposely left Nisha's reply out of the trailer, leaving many things about this interaction a mystery. Does Nisha remember what happened? How similar are Pavi and Nisha? They look the same. Do they sound the same too? While it's not directly stated, it's worth mentioning that Pavi and Nisha are very likely twin avatars. This trailer has a ton of subtle hints about that sprinkled all throughout it. My favorite one that hasn't been mentioned in many discussions about this series, but it's Pavi and Nisha's eyes. Their pupils to be exact. Notice how Jay has these square pupils, but both Pavi, Nisha, and their cats have diamond-shaped pupils. You know who else has diamond eyes? guys, Rava and Vaatu. And if the diamonds aren't enough for you to think that these are twin avatars, Pavi and Nisha also have pretty obvious contrasts that point to them being the light and dark avatars. This is most noticeable during the scene of them riding their cats on the wall of Elora. Their colors they're wearing are complete opposites, their cat's colors opposites. You take this a step further and you look at their names. Pavi translates to light and Nisha translates to dark. Their cats' names Geet and Ruhi do the exact same. So looking at all of the evidence, it's definitely pointing towards them both being avatars. And I know what you're gonna say, there's no way they're twin avatars. Roku had a twin and he wasn't the avatar. I mean, yeah, that's true, but we're clearly just in a different world now. The sky has a permanent aurora. It's hinted at that it's been hundreds of years since the last avatar in this trailer. It's just different now. The rules are simply different. At the end of the trailer, we also get a red diamond shaped thing awakening, which a lot of fans are assuming it's Vaatu. I honestly have no idea. Either this isn't Vaatu or there's even more shenanigans going on with the lore than we originally thought. I don't know, maybe Rava and Vaatu are both split in half and only half of them are inside each of the avatars. There's so many possibilities. We could just be throwing stuff at the wall all day here. There's also the scene of Pavi pounding on a red crystal, and we can't tell if she's trapped there or not, or maybe the red color has something to do with what we saw at the end of the trailer. I haven't really seen people talk about this, so let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think this scene is. We're also introduced to two more airbenders in this trailer who are Jay and Captain Karthik. Now, these are both mentors to Pavi and Nisha. Jay is with Pavi and Captain Karthik is with Nisha. Interestingly enough, they both have airbending mentors, who also just happen to be the only people who still believe in the Avatar. In the trailer, they're fighting off a group of people who are all wearing white masks. One of these people is a firebender. Two of the other people are just fighting with regular weaponry, but they don't have a common uniform besides the mask, which leads me to believe that they're some kind of vigilante group. The masks they are wearing are also pretty interesting. They have these horns, or maybe they're ears, but they taper into a pointed beak, and each prominently features multiple eye markings. Honestly, I don't know if they're supposed to be birds, or a different type of animal, or maybe insects. One even appears to have teeth. I'm probably overthinking this. We do get a lot more than just Jay and Captain Karthik fighting. We also get a lot more of Pavi and Nisha showing off their earthbending skills. Speaking of their earthbending skills, notice how Pavi and Nisha both take a wider stance. It seems like not only did the world get reset in Avatar 7 Havens, but so did the bending. We went from this kickboxing, Muay Thai type of fighting in The Legend of Korra to now more traditional stuff with Pavi and Nisha, which is pretty cool to point out. Another thing that's pretty cool to point out is Pavi's leg. At the start of the trailer, she has a peg leg, and eventually it evolves into this metal hook kind of leg. Maybe she learns to metal bend and that's why. I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool. Whenever there's a trailer for, I don't know, Netflix Avatar or anything else, the dialogue isn't something I typically focus on, but in this trailer, there's only a few lines of dialogue, but they're all equally interesting. We went over what Pavi said earlier, but now I figured would be a good time to mention what Jay and Karthik said. I'm not certain that this is Jay and Karthik, but I have a feeling it is. Jay says, Elora needs to be prepared because long ago our ancestors weren't and the Avatar let us down. This line alone confirms something insane has happened to the Avatar cycle and it's now in a weird spot. Normally the next Avatar is born immediately after the previous Avatar's death, but now it's clearly been a huge amount of time between Avatars. Jay is referring to the people who were alive during Korra's time as his ancestors. Usually, I might be wrong, it's known to happen on occasion, but usually you don't refer to people from 9 years ago as your ancestors. Like, I know, by definition, your parents are your ancestors, but come on man, no one's calling their parents their ancestors. We also have a line of dialogue from Karthik saying the world is not ready for the Avatar's return, and yet it's the one thing this world needs the most. Furthering the sentiment that Karthik and eventually Jay are some of the only people who still believe in the Avatar. Anyway, Avatar 7 Havens is out on Paramount Plus October 9th, only 3 months away, but it's kind of unclear how they're structuring the release of the series. Initial reports said the entire series was dropping. Yes, both seasons, all 26 episodes, were dropping on October 9th, but since has been edited to say the format is undecided. Let's hope Paramount does the right thing and gives us a weekly release with this series. This series absolutely needs a weekly release. You can't have a series built around mystery and ruin the mystery by dropping both seasons in one day. You need to let it slowly build. And the viewership is going to be way more if you guys let it slowly build. So please, Paramount, hear me out. Give the series a weekly release. Or at the very least, separate season 1 and 2. You gotta at least do that.